What's going on, Free Weights and Freedom? It is Thursday afternoon here in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm in the school pickup line right now, picking up my son Owen from school. It's a beautiful day today, almost 70 degrees. I was able to get out for about 30 minutes, take a nice walk. Walnut Creek, you guys know I live right by there, so I just jump on the trail and walk. I like to do that when I work from home. A nice little 30-minute right after or before lunch. I like to get out there and walk, get some movement in. Feels pretty good. It's been a pretty decent week lifting right now with Owen at Offutt. It's been nice, nice way for us to bond. I can kind of see him progressing with his lifts and the confidence that is bringing him. So it's really good to see that. Some nice father-son time for us. I've been thinking a lot this week. Some of our posts on the Free Weights and Freedom page on Facebook. This week for me, I've been thinking a lot about priorities and then change and then the willingness to change. So on Wednesday, we do Wellness Wednesday, and we posted a quote on our page that said, "Don't expect to look like $1 million if you continue to eat from the dollar menu." So, and what that's really getting at is putting in the effort, the willingness to change, and put the effort into your nutrition so that you will actually see a change in your body. So, I think a lot of people still. The culture is kind of changing a little bit, I think, but I think for the most part, most people think that, when they, you'll see it around New Year's all the time. Hey, my goal is to lose weight, so I'm gonna go hit the gym. All right, it's admirable. Hey, I advocate lifting. That. Mark Bell says all the time, strength is never a weakness. Get in the gym does a lot of good for you. But if you think about it, the average gym person, average person, you might be hitting the gym 3 days a week for an hour at a time. So maybe 3 or 4 hours a week that you're doing this activity. Whereas when your nutrition and eating, that's an activity you're doing. Some of us, depends, some people eat 3 times a day. Some, like me, I like to kind of space my stuff out. So maybe 5 or 6 times a week. So that's, if you think about it, you add up the math. I mean, that might be for me an activity I'm doing 35 times a week, whereas the gym I'm doing, maybe 4 times a week. And you're people at the gym or going to work out, you're willing to put a ton of effort into that. You're willing to put yourself through a lot of literally physical pain and suffering. And then you come home and you're not willing to put really any effort into what you're eating or into your nutrition. So that was really what got me thinking on Wednesday. And there's a good quote. It says, and then I started thinking about change. So, what is that moment? What kind of puts that light bulb off in your head? Okay, now I really need to make a change. And there's a good quote I saw the other day, and it was, the pain of staying the same has to outweigh the pain of change. So I think that is it for most people, is that a lot of people are kind of content, and if you're happy, hey, by all means keep doing you. You'll never hear me judge or tell somebody whatever they need to do this or that. If you're happy living your life, by all means live your life. But if you're going to talk about it and it's something you truly want to do, then I think that's really what it comes down to, is that pain of staying the same, of seeing yourself in the same way, has to be greater than the pain of making a change. So I think for me, it was about 9 years ago. And it wasn't this earth-shattering thing. I was in Iraq at the time. I thought I was in decent shape, and I probably wasn't even coming in at decent shape. I was deployed, so I did what every other soldier does when they deploy. I'm in the gym a lot. Lifting was going pretty well, and I thought I was looking pretty good. I come home after deployment. I go to Cozumel, and I ended up seeing pictures of myself in just swimming trunks or whatever, shirtless, and I was like, no, hell no. I was not happy with the way I looked, and it was literally eye-opening for me to be able to see yourself in a picture. Normally, day to day, you don't really see these changes in your body until you see a picture of yourself or from an outside source. And I saw that, and that was for me it was my wake-up call. Man, you need to actually make a change. You need to really focus on your nutrition. Then also at the same time, I got selected to become a warrant officer. So it was a career change. I was about to become an officer, and I knew I needed to set the standard and be the example. So for me, that was my motivation was, hey, I saw myself, I wasn't happy with it. It was eye-opening, and from that, really that point on up until now, it's been just like a constant education, constant improvement of, all right, that's my focus now, is what I put in my body and nutrition. And the gym is just like, that's the, that's the gravy on top, or the frosting on the cake. So, not that I want you guys to eat cake, but I do love cake. So, but that's my point, is that you have to be willing. And I would really love to hear from you guys. I like to be interactive. So, like, what was that point for you guys, or what was that moment that that made you make a change? I mean, a lot of it, if you think about it, some people, they gain a lot of weight, they get diagnosed with diabetes, and it's like, oh man, now I need to make a change. You're looking across the room at your kids, and you're like, look, I want to be here for them. So maybe it's something like that. You'll see it a lot of time with alcohol and drugs the same way. I mean, you got to hit rock bottom, and unfortunately, sometimes it does take a very traumatic event to make you actually make a change. So, but that kind of goes into my point now. So then we posted a video today. Thankful Thursday is a great video that Sarah found. I highly encourage you to watch it. I know that there's a lot of noise on the internet and Facebook, and you just scroll through and you see videos all the time, motivational stuff. And I do the same thing. I'll just kind of scroll past, but I encourage you to watch it. It's really good. It's about being dealt something really bad in your life, how to face it with dignity, and that fighting spirit, and face your challenges. And it kind of got me thinking about life in general. Then there's a quote that I saw the other day from Thoreau, and it was I'll probably paraphrase, but he said the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. So just to kind of in a nutshell, what that meant to me is a lot of people they're not happy with either whether it's their job, or they're in a relationship that's unhealthy, or with their body, their level of fitness, but they're resigned to just accept that fate, to just accept that life. Like, this is my life. I'm resigned to it's just life. I'm supposed to go to work, and I hate it. Everybody does. I live for Friday. I hate Sunday evenings. I know I'm going back to work. So this is all I can be. And they're, when he says quiet desperation, that means in their head they're miserable, but they're not willing to say anything, and they're not willing to do anything about it. So, and I absolutely refuse to do that. I won't do that. You hear me all the time about taking action, and I know I say it a lot, and you hear it a lot now, but I mean, I can't say it enough to you guys. If you're not happy, there's no reason for you. Don't live with regret. You know what I mean? Make a change, even if it's just something small every day. Just do something to better yourself, whether it's whether it's your job or fitness or business wise. You have to do it. Don't live in that quiet desperation, and don't go to, and as he says later on in the quote is, they go to the grave with that song still in their head. So, let it out, make changes, find somebody that shares the same dream and passion as you do, and get together and make it happen. That's really all I can say is, man, I don't know, I get fired up about it, but don't be resigned to mediocrity. You're better than that. I mean, you have one life, live it. Don't live with regret. So Owen's about to come out right now. I appreciate you guys listening. I'll post this up on Facebook. Like I said, though, I want you guys to interact. I want to know at the end of this, what's holding you back? What are you scared about as far as making a change? I know for me, business wise, it's, I have a house, I have a mortgage, I have kids, I have bills. All right, it's hard to just say, you know what, I'm gonna leave this job and I'm making good money and I'll go do this. It is scary. There's some fear involved, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna at least try, and I encourage you guys to do it. So let me know what's holding you back. Let me know how you did make a change, and once again, I appreciate it. I'll keep posting. So have a good Thursday.